Hey there, everybody. Thomas Wood with basecamptrading. It is Tuesday, November 21st, and we're going to take a look at bonds here. And I want to talk a little bit about the importance of waiting for a setup to actually trigger. So one thing we always teach people is there's two parts to every setup or to every trade. There's a setup, which is why you think it's going to go up or down. And then there's the trigger, or when you actually pull the trigger and get into the trade and actually get short or get long. And today's a really good example of why that's important, because we had a decent looking setup here, which was a bearish divergence in 30-year bonds, and it was occurring right here on this price bar. Okay, and we had weakening momentum, and we had formed a double top, and it had pulled back and formed a shooting star, and that all said, okay, bonds should sell off. Well, they did end up selling off, but it happened way over here, and the trigger for a bearish divergence, in order for you to get into the trade, it has to break the previous bar's low. Well, in this case, you can see here, we never broke the previous bar's low. We just went straight up. And if you had just blindly sold that because you had a setup there, you would have ended up being stopped out and missed the move. But because you waited, if you were in the trade room anyway, you waited until it triggered by breaking the previous bar's low, you actually got a better entry and had more profits to the downside on the run from the exact same bearish divergence setup. So one thing you want to make sure you're doing when you're trading is wait for that market to actually prove to you that it's going to move your direction. So it's one thing to have a setup. It's another thing for that setup to actually trigger and say, okay, it's time to get in. And one of the easiest ways of doing that is saying, okay, we want to wait for it to break the previous bar's low, or break out of this range, or break out of this pennant or wedge, or whatever it is that you're looking at. All right. So that's all I have for you for today. Great job to everybody in the trading room who took the short in bonds. It worked out really well coming off that bearish divergence. But that's it for today. I will see you in the trading room bright and early tomorrow morning. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, happy trading.